But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Yeah, let's do this, huh?
Hey, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Morning. How we doing today?
God, listen, our energy's up.
How are we, everybody?
Weren't we all just saying before the mics went on? Oh, God, I'm fucking tired. I slept, but I'm still tired. Mics go on, and we fake it good, don't we?
Yeah. We're the best fakers.
We already did about 10 minutes of radio. I guess we should just turn on the mic as soon as everyone gets into the studio.
You mean start the show on time?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Shut up. Shut up.
Wow.
Well, we had an elevator death here in New York. It's everyone's worst nightmare. Or one of them. One of them.
Well, getting raped as it happens is probably worse.
Getting raped as it happens?
Yeah,
Sure.
That's a nightmare for the rapist, too, though.
It's
You
true.
don't want to see that.
Hard to finish.
It's everything you think when you get onto an elevator.
Yeah, front page of the Daily News. Her death trap. Like millions of us, Susan Hart got on an elevator to go to work. Seconds later, she was dead. Oh,
Wow.
my God. Who wants to wake up to this today?
That's terrible.
I don't want to read this first thing in the morning.
No. Hi, Danny.
Morning. So what happened? It was on Madison Avenue, not too far from here.
Madison Avenue. And she was apparently getting into the elevator.
Yeah.
And the elevator, which, by the way, these elevators have had a history.
Right.
Of violations.
Right.
Of being creaky, shaky, and
56
lurching.
violations.
They lurch. Mr. Adams.
What's a lurch? When it just jumps
all
forward?
of a sudden they just either go up or down real fast or stop real quick. And she was getting in. She was at that critical point where you're half in and half out of the elevator. And the thing decided to shoot up.
With the door still open.
And that acts like a guillotine.
Let's be honest with each other. What the fuck are the odds of that?
You'd think there was so many
halfway,
safety systems.
You're
in
halfway
place.
in, the doors are still open, and it shoots up.
And
what
it
are the
shoots up.
odds?
Very slim.
Almost impossible.
Very
It's almost
slim.
impossible, right?
Where this would be happening every day.
Then we should look into her background, because she might be evil.
No, she looks like a nice enough gal.
Holy shit, why did I
And
just
she
say
looks
that?
like a nice enough
to
person.
Everybody. I'm
That is
sorry to
terrible.
everybody.
She's from New York, for God's sake.
I'm sorry.
I get her family listening.
No, but
It's
I mean,
terrible.
What is it? That's a sucks to be you or
That is
unlucky
a
lottery?
unlucky lottery.
Because the odds of that happening.
Yeah, odds of it happening.
You have to be halfway in
Very
the
remote.
elevator. You have to have an elevator that's all fucked up to begin with, but the door's going to stay open so you can be halfway in.
You know how many times this probably happens where you're just getting into the elevator or you just got in?
Right.
And then it lurches up and you're like, fuck, if I would have been in the door. And this time, she was.
And what, then she was half in, half out as it, what?
As it went up.
Chopped
So
her in
she
half,
got,
basically?
She got squeezed between the floor of the elevator and the top of the elevator door jamb, if you would want to call it that. And just squished right in there.
They said that she had, in an instant, she still had 1 foot out, was pulled up the shaft where she became wedged between the elevator and the wall.
So
it had the life crushed out of her.
So it's not exactly against the shaft wall, so there's a gap in there, but it's not big enough for a person.
Right.
And she was pulled into that and just kind of...
Oh, my God.
But she still had a foot out. My thing is, I've thought of that many times. Like, it says here, she is just kind of yanked up with it, a fire official said. Then the elevator car becomes pinned between the first and second floor. It seems like her body is what stopped the elevator's movement.
Wow.
My God.
Ah.
Wow.
That is some fucked up repugnant shit.
Getting on yesterday on this elevator. Everybody's at their awful elevator. And I always do, we talked about it before the show, you put your hand in and you swoop. Never just get on.
I let the electric eye pick up that something's in the way of the door instead of that little, like, bumper sensor where your arm would be caught in the door if it doesn't work.
I go karate chop.
Yeah, you do the karate chop.
Karate chop is
You go,
fun.
yeah,
Old
in
school.
between the
Old school,
gap.
like I'm breaking like cinder block.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I say too.
Yeah, and you say, yeah.
Yeah. You
And it
gotta
was
say
usually
yeah.
open. But this time it didn't open.
Oh,
it just
shit.
closed. I said to the guy there, I'm like, what the fuck? It's supposed to censor you.
You have a worse story than this girl.
It's almost as tragic. But literally, if I would have just jumped on that elevator and it would have just went down, it could have been mediocre comedian crushed on his way home from what is hell for everybody.
You almost lost a hangnail in this.
Oh, no, I would have been half in and out. My fucking, thank God my good cock would have stopped the door.
Oh.
But that's, every day you think of that when you get on an elevator. Like, what if this fucking thing just drags me down? Oh, I always
That's just
do.
it. I never think of it. I just get in and go,
Not a fan of the elevator.
Because I know
Fuck
if it
that.
plummets, I'll jump right at the end and save myself like Bugs Bunny did when he went out of the crashing plane.
We all know that works.
He jumped out and up before it hit, and he was fine. And then if it goes straight up, then you're fine too. You just end up for a second like a pancake on the bottom of the elevator, and then when it reaches the top, you go, and then you're fine again.
Fucking cartoons.
That's where I learned all of my physics.
You just got to time it properly.
Yeah.
But who fucks around with the threshold? I'm sure she wasn't.
That's just it.
I'm sure she was doing the basic getting on an elevator.
I've seen plenty of fucking babbling yentas getting in and out of elevators where they're oh, did you see Bob today? He's wearing such a lovely suit, and they're standing in the threshold of the elevator.
As the elevator
get the fuck in.
Half closes, opens because they're just standing in the way.
I jumped through that thing like Indy.
Yeah.
Like Indiana Jones when that fucking rock door was shutting.
I make believe it's a ring of fire.
Ooh, do that.
And you don't want to hang out in a ring of fire.
No,
you want to jump right through that shit.
Get through it. Yeah.
The man tried to get her, too. He made a wild grab for her, but he couldn't.
Well, then there's two people in the elevator.
He said the woman just screamed at horror.
Yeah. Can I just bring up the fact that Vivi666 here is saying Mythbusters debunked that, Anth.
What?
Jumping up after the elevator.
Why are people so stupid?
Thanks so much for telling me, because I really would have jumped at the bottom of the plummeting elevator shaft, and I thought I would have been fine, and I would have been dead. Wow. Thank you for enlightening me on that, you dumb motherfucker.
Why literal Vizzy?
Yes.
But why after all these years do we have so many dummies still? They can't figure shit out.
I don't know. Our sarcasm is so cutting, Opie, and so
our sarcasm
real
is extremely obvious at this point.
that people can't figure it out.
Our bitterness is extremely obvious. Our humor is extremely obvious.
One more dumb remark and you're bounced.
God, that's dumb.
How I do it.
That's just stupid.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. But there's two people in the elevator when this all went down, and they were.
Imagine if it was Fezzi.
Oh, no.
He'd have freaked out because he doesn't like elevators just when they're working perfectly.
You just ruined their show. Because this is all he's going to think about. He's already going to be in a tizzy because of this. No.
It's a standalone vertical transportation unit.
He might have to take the entire winter off because of this.
Yeah.
The story itself is going to be enough.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be. I feel sorry for Ronnie.
Oof.
What does Ronnie need to get through today's show?
Oh, God, it's heroin.
What can we get him? What can we get him? No, he's clean, man. We got to do the right thing, though. What can we
One
get
of
him?
you guys want to stick around?
Because Fezzi's going to be out of his mind about this elevator thing.
Like literally, right? He's going to be
yeah.
It was so hard to get in the elevator today. It's going to be crazy. Oh,
What's up with him in elevators?
He doesn't like elevators.
No, I understand that.
It's one of his phobias.
More details for the people out there.
Well,
fear of plummeting.
Yeah, he has a lot of phobias, and one of them is elevators. He's always afraid that it's going to, like Ann said, stop or plummet
cut him in
32 floors.
Things like that. I like one thing Fezzi did say about elevators that I completely agree with. When you get in and the door's shut and you're alone, it feels like you're in first class. It's like, hey, I'm in an elevator. It's like first class. I'm alone.
I look at it as a time machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all of a sudden you leave your apartment way up in the sky, and then all of a sudden you're just in this thing, and next thing you know you're on the ground floor. That's fucked up.
It's just that's how long it took. You might as well have transported there.
If you did,
You're not seeing anything change.
if you grab someone from the past and put them in that experience, they'd
the
be
magic
like,
box.
they'd be like, what?
It's a magical box that you get into, and you just come out somewhere else.
We take it for granted, but I mean, you grab someone from the past, they would not be able to wrap their fucking head around that.
Yeah.
For a while.
I'd use it to gain sexual favors. Girls.
Oh, yeah.
From the past.
So you're the magic man.
Their big stinky bush in their Laura Ingalls clothes.
I would just make believe I'm the magic man.
Yeah.
And this is my magic trick.
Go ahead, press another button. We'll come out somewhere else.
Right. Right.
Oh, what?
Right.
Oh, it's magical.
And don't make them numbers because that's boring.
No, what, like places or weird hieroglyphic symbols that they think are alien?
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
Ronnie, we need to get him a really nice cigar for today. Fuck.
Yeah, he would like that.
Yeah.
Cuban.
Cuban?
Gotta get him a Cuban.
Well, how are we going to fly to Cuba right now?
Well, I think there's a few in New York. There might be a few floating around.
Find one locally.
Yeah, violating the embargo.
Yeah, you gotta go to one of those special places.
Yeah.
The back room.
They say Max sent me. They go,
This girl's
oh.
her boyfriend.
What?
This girl's boyfriend.
Oh, no, she had a boyfriend.
It's horrible.
That is terrible.
Every time he gets on an elevator now.
Oh,
it's
he's
horrible.
going to think of that. Yeah, every time. God, that's horrible.
For the rest of his life. Every time. Ding, she's dead. Ding, she was killed here. Ding, my girlfriend died here. You're never going to not be able to think of it.
Oh, he's going to be a stairs guy.
Imagine the two people in the elevator.
Holy shit.
They're out of their minds.
Just watching that.
They got, what do they call it in the paper today? Severe stress? Severe...
That's got to be...
I was asking Ann, how long do you scream before you just stop screaming?
When you lose your voice, because you just keep screaming.
You think you just keep screaming?
Absolutely.
Because I'm sure no one got to the situation right away.
Yeah.
So now you got dead girl in the elevator. Half dead girl. Just, they said she died inches away from him.
Oh, my God. In a horrible way, too.
In a horrible way, and you got two people in the elevator, so that you got to think they're just screaming their asses off.
It's not like you're cradling someone's head that's dying of natural causes in a hospital.
Right.
That's somebody just being fucking completely twisted like a human shouldn't be in pain, and you have to watch it. Oh, boy, that was a mistake.
That really was a mistake.
Oh, no.
No, I swear to God it was.
I know.
I meant to do this. I swear to you, too.
Oh, my God. That's it, see?
Oh, that's better.
No, it's not. Yep.
That's just horrific. Horrible. It's a horrible, horrible thing.
Everybody's going to be getting in those elevators a little quickly today, a little faster than usual.
Just get past the threshold as fast as possible.
Once you're in, you're fine.
And they're listing these deaths, these elevator deaths, but almost all of them are falling into a shaft.
Yeah.
Someone gets thrown against a door, or they've been under the elevator. It's something. It's almost never this.
Yeah.
What do you mean falling?
Like to a shaft, like like you get pushed up against the door, and the door's there's no elevator there. Someone pushes you against the door and you fall into the elevator shaft.
That seems like that would be extremely rare, too.
It is rare, but it happens.
Because even when the door's open, I make sure there's something there.
Here's what happens a lot of times. In these apartment buildings, you get these elevators that have an actual door, like just a knob and a door, and you have to open it up and then walk into the elevator.
All right.
And a lot of times there's no elevator there, and people are just, how do you just not even look where you're stepping? And they step into the darkness and fall down the elevator shaft.
I would never do that.
A lot of people die that way. There was also...
it's like walking into a dark closet. Would you just do that?
Yeah, I wouldn't. There was an instance at a school the other day, or the other week, where a couple of girls went into the elevator shaft. And again, it was a door.
Why were you at the school?
Walked in.
Why were you at the school?
I was checking up on somebody's grades that I'm very concerned about.
All right.
And these girls went into this elevator shaft.
Yeah.
And a boy came over and kicked the door closed. And it locked, and they couldn't get out, and the elevator started coming back down.
Holy
and they were
shit.
in the elevator shaft watching this thing that potentially is ready to crush them. And they called, I guess one of the parents, or 911 even, or something. I forgot who they actually called, but it was recorded.
Did they
call? Probably 911.
Did they call Batman?
No.
They were killed. It sounds like an episode.
No, they got him out in time, but you could hear him screaming, going, "We're gonna be crushed!"
Wait, they called 911. Hey, first of all, what reception were they getting? Did they got a reception in an elevator shaft? What phone company?
Well,
obviously not AT&T.
Yeah.
If I was Sam, I probably would have put elevator shaft, schoolgirls trapped.
What do you
Put
have?
elevator school.
Well,
That's it.
see, then that's going to give you, if you need an elevator repaired at a school.
I searched news.
No. Elevator, shaft, school, girls
No.
trapped.
But how do they stop it in time, though? How do you dial 911 and they know where you are? That was some.
I don't know.
It's fucked up.
Or maybe it was going up and down. Maybe it wasn't headed right towards them the whole time. Maybe it was going back up. How much room was between the bottom of the elevator and the floor?
Nearly crushes. Got it.
Is that it?
It's got to
Is
be.
the 911 call? Nearly crushes 3 girls, Oklahoma City. That's it. Is that there's probably the 911 call on the video.
I bet there is.
I bet there is.
I'd like to see it.
Let's for a little while longer. Commercials!
How many seconds?
8, 7, 6.
So is it
5.
15?
It's just
Ignition
15.
sequence.
All right, we can handle 15.
2.
But you know they're going to...
1.
Lift up. What?
You know it's going to get way worse.
Here it is. Okay.
Hello?
I was trying to stay calm because I'm the calmest of my friends, and I was just trying to calm everyone down, but inside I was really freaking out.
12-year-old Savannah made that 911 call as the elevator was slowly coming down the shaft.
Help us. Hello? Class in SAS, okay? Where are you? We're trapped under an elevator. I'm sorry? Oh, my God! Hello? We're trapped under an elevator at Clafton SAS High School.
Classmates say they could hear the girls' terrifying screams throughout the school.
I started screaming when the elevator started to come down.
The girls first tried to stop the elevator by pushing on the bottom. That didn't work.
The first thing I thought of was
Indian short round.
if we can lay down all evenly, then it would stop it from all the way crushing us.
But the elevator kept coming down.
You watch Star Wars?
I pretty much thought that we were going to die, and
just get 3PO to shut down all the trash compactors.
Under there.
On the security level, on the detention level.
My foot was kind of squished like this.
Oh, wow, they were that close.
Yeah.
The floor and elevator may have been what finally caused the car to come to a stop, now resting on her back inches from the floor. The girls could only wait for help.
I just remember closing my eyes and feeling numb and then not being able to move or speak or breathe. And then I just kind of drifted off.
That's exactly what happens.
Wow. The claustrophobia.
Oh, my God.
Imagine if you were alone.
She had her foot, just her heel. The space between her toe and heel was pretty much it.
I would be fucking... Thank God it wasn't E-Rock or Bob Kelly. No disrespect.
Those are some slender, nice girls.
No kidding, yeah.
Oh, thank God they didn't have boobies yet.
Right.
I'm claustrophobic thinking about that.
Isn't that crazy?
I think everybody is.
Yeah, of course. That's fucked up.
Damn.
You want to...
Poor lady, man.
I don't... This is too early for this shit. Chuck Red, listen to this. Go ahead, Red.
Chuck Roast? Oh.
That's our boss.
What a tool. Oh, I mean...
Chuck Red.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Hi, sir.
When I was younger, it's so weird because this happened in Oklahoma City. I was like doing labor during the summertime, and a service elevator came down and caught this cat on the back of the head and fucking took his head off.
Guy or a cat?
No, he took his head off.
Took his head off.
It was a service elevator.
It's a cat.
For what, a construction site?
Yeah, the construction site.
Yeah, those elevators are fucked up because there's nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're very, very...
There was nothing stopping it.
Wow.
Once in a while...
And I saw the effects of that. That was just...
I've seen photos of it. I've seen photos of people wedged up there. And I'm telling you, everyone thinks I'm nuts. This is where those horrible websites come in, and this is why I fucking never lollygag in elevator doors.
Don't lollygag. There should be no lollygagging signs.
But it never happens. This is like such a rare... I forget how I watched a special on elevators, and people almost...
Who makes those?
Dude, it was amazing when they talked about how they used to... They didn't have those things called the governors, which will actually grip.
Oh, yeah. If
They
if
showed
it starts moving too fast,
if
it'll
it drops,
break.
you can almost not plummet to death, like from a 70th floor down. As you're falling, these things open and wedge the elevator, so it really won't. And there's grips that...
In the old days, though, no.
In the old days, it was lift, fall.
I don't even say old days. I'm sure there's a bunch of buildings with the old elevators still.
I bet they
just
had,
haven't.
No, I mean, even before these, those are probably still modern elevators. I mean, when they were first created.
I bet they ought to, put them back up to code or
Some
something.
code action?
Yeah. You can't just have people going into those fuckers.
We got an elevator mechanic. This can't be good.
Otis,
Kenny.
my man.
Hey,
So you got it?
Yes.
Otis Elevators?
Yes. Hello?
I got a little one-on-one for you guys. What happens is an elevator counterweight is always attached to an elevator, and it's 40% heavier than the elevator cab when it's empty. So what happened was she stepped in, the brakes failed, the weight shot down, and the cab shot up. So she got fucking slowly split in half.
Oh, the weight went down, and the elevator goes
went up. Now, Jimmy's talking about the governing system. That's in the down direction only.
Right.
The new elevators have these things called rope grippers, where if you overspeed in the up direction, it grabs the ropes and stops you from going up.
Ah.
Willy Wonka right through the fucking roof.
Willy Wonka.
Right through the fucking roof.
What happens, though?
Jesus.
I always have a fear of going up and not going through the roof. I've actually had nightmares about shooting through the roof, and it's not going to happen. You're just going to hit the ceiling and fall.
Yeah.
But what if you're going up way too fast? Is it possible you could hit the roof?
No.
Yeah, you could. Well, there's no like fucking spikes up there like Die Hard or nothing like that. There's plenty of refuge space, and there's a final and normal limit electrical limits that cut power to the system once you reach a terminal limit.
Okay.
So it's not supposed to fail. Again, anything could fail at any time, so you never know.
You ever see Westworld? Of course.
Right.
No.
So that's basically what you're looking at here. So she felt it pretty good, unfortunately, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, it probably took a few seconds, right? Like, how did her foot was? They said only her foot was sticking out. Why didn't she just get her foot cut off?
Maybe she was 100 years old and didn't jump out in time. If you jump in and out quick as it's drifting up, maybe if you're fucking Carl Lewis, maybe you can get out of there. But maybe she didn't have the ability to get out in time, or whatever happened. Who knows what happened? There's 2 other people in the car too.
What happened was it was a complete freak accident. She had no time to do anything. It was just one of those things.
Yeah, her day was...
Because they said it shot up, so that's not going to give you enough time to react.
No, but her foot was... They said her foot was out. Like, I think most of her was in the elevator. So if only her foot was out when it shot up, I'm wondering why didn't it just sever her foot when it hit the elevator door jamb? I'm wondering why she got dragged back up and wedged.
Right.
If only her foot was sticking out, you think she just would have lost her foot.
No, I see what you're saying.
Like, you know what I mean?
I remember one time, this is pretty interesting, a lady had a dog on a leash, and the electric eye didn't pick up how thin that the leash was.
Oh.
The dog was in the hallway, the woman was in the elevator, the door closed, the fucking car took off, grabbed the leash, snapped the leash, just about killed the dog and pulled up lady's arm right into the door, breaking almost every bone. So
what an idiot.
With these elevator doors, they better be real careful. It's dangerous.
Wow.
People just take it for granted and think it's always going to work, it's always going to be fail-safe, and, there's never going to be an issue, and, it's just a machine.
Yeah, but like anything else, I mean, you're going to get a freak accident in there. The fact is, what you said, no one's going to have a problem with elevators in general.
But you wouldn't think a dog leash, you're right. But that's right. That's kind of thin and narrow.
Yeah.
Right.
Surprised that doesn't happen more often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, brother.
Bye,
What, I wonder what former O&A producer would have made a Aerosmith song Crushed in an Elevator.
You think that would have been a hit today?
Oh boy, he would have at least tried to get it through. Let's get us fired, guy.
That asshole.
Yeah, well,
fucking asshole. Now I'm in a bad mood.
Oh shit! No. Oh no! Oh, all right. Let me just bring up. All right, Scott Greenstein.
I'm good.
Let's bring up Scott. Oh shit! I'm wrong guy. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that guy. Oh no! Oh no!
I so don't give a fuck about Scott Greenstein. At this point, I don't give a fuck.
Oh, what happened?
I so don't give a fuck about that guy.
Especially twice.
The guy that I don't think has ever had a normal conversation in his life with a human being.
Oh no!
Wow, that's.
I so don't give a fuck about
The
it.
only time Opie will have a conversation with him is if Scott is right in between the elevator and the floor.
Stand right there.
Just stay there and we'll talk a long time. Opie's hitting buttons.
But I don't even think. But even in that situation, I don't think I've ever had a conversation with a guy.
No?
No, because he just talks in corporate fucking weird babble shit and is not a human being.
Corporate speak?
I don't know what it is. I've never had a real conversation with that guy. I don't think anyone here has had a real conversation with the guy. He's one of those weird schmoozers, and that he doesn't say anything that he means.
I've shared pleasantries. You ever share pleasantries in the hallway?
Know what the last thing he said?
Yeah.
The last thing he said to me, we're at the elevator. It was the whole Patrice thing going down.
That you heard?
And he goes, you guys, that special you guys did was just terrific, just terrific, just terrific. I go, Scott, that's running this weekend. He's the big boss. He goes, you did right by him, and that special was just terrific, just terrific.
Well, the idea thereof.
But what it was it hit his desk, I guess, some kind of press release or whatever the fuck they put out.
They love press releases.
Right.
That's all. That's what.
But I look at him like, you're the main boss and you think the special already ran? I have no time for you. Move out of my way. I got to get on this elevator and hope it works properly.